So here we are, Ben. We're in.
I know. It's taken a while, hasn't it? But
Yeah. We've had a few
got
moments where we couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I had some. I had the flu over Christmas.
So many people had that over Christmas at home. It
Really?
was rife at home. I was the only one who didn't get it.
Really? That's good.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd escaped it. My children had it before me for a couple of weeks, and then I did catch it, and it was about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And even still, I feel a bit exhausted.
No,
from it.
My missus, she's still got the cough.
Right.
It's really quite brutal on her.
Yeah.
So I feel so sorry for her.
Yeah.
Because
it's been a tough one.
It's
this Christmas.
horrible. Yeah.
But so we're here today to find out about what you've been up to, Ben. I know that you've attempted to do a massive challenge once before,
Yes.
and you're going to attempt to do it again.
Yes.
Last time things didn't work out for you. So let's go through that first of all. So you have multiple sclerosis.
Yes.
Have I pronounced that right?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, multiple sclerosis. Yeah, I've got secondary progressive. So there's various names for it, various stages, and mine was relapse remittance, which I'd suddenly wouldn't be able to feel my legs, and then I could feel them again.
Right.
So my health, every time I had a relapse, it wouldn't go back to where it was. It'd just be a little bit less. That's how I saw it.
Yes.
And now
So your health was dropping. It dropped down and then go a little bit more each time, and you go up and then a little bit more down.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I'm at the point now where I'm just on the slow downward slope to my body shutting down. That's how it feels.
Yes.
That's how it feels.
Yeah. So for I'm gonna act like I don't know anything here. So what is multiple sclerosis and how does that affect you?
It affects me in all various ways. Normally I'm in a wheelchair, but because I've been able to park right outside, I just use the stick. So I can walk a little bit.
Okay.
My balance is shocking. Pains in my legs when I walk, the pains in my legs when I'm sitting down. It's just painful all the time.
Yeah.
So that's the way it affects me. The numbness in my hands and my feet, slurred speech at times, my off balance when I'm walking, my toilet issues. I have terrible toilet issues. People get embarrassed about things like that, but there's no point in being embarrassed. It's there now.
Yeah.
Pains, lack of sleep, anxiety, all these things.
And there's me starting off this conversation talking about the flu.
Yeah, but I get that. It's all relative, isn't it? We all have our own things. And if we've got full health, a flu is horrible for us. And I get that. I genuinely do. I'm not I'm worse than you kind of person. At that point, you were worse than me. So, and I get that. This is the way it affects me. And forgetfulness, you might find from time to time through this or any point when we talk, I just get lost because I can't remember what I was talking
brain
about.
fog.
Yeah,
and I've heard this before
with
with lifelong illnesses, chronic illnesses. Is that what we call this? A chronic illness?
A degenerative chronic.
That it creates a kind of, through that pain that you've got, it creates a kind of brain fog. Is that right?
Yeah, it's very hazy at times, and I just can't remember. I'm sort of, what am I thinking? That's how it feels at times, and I just don't get it sometimes. But I'm very fortunate. I got at home, I get told what I was talking about 2 seconds ago. At work, I'm very fortunate where I work. The young people, they'll remind me if I forget something, and it's a really beautiful thing. So because I don't keep anything secret from anyone, it's a good thing to do that way.
Why is that? Why is it good to be open like that? Because I do know some people with lifelong illnesses, they do want to keep it secret. They do want to be private. They don't want to share.
No, and I get that, and I'm cool with however people want to deal with things like that. But for me, if I'm telling you how I'm feeling, you know who I am. If I'm not telling you everything, you don't know anything. It's one of those things. Yes. So I am literally an open book. I'm quite happy to talk about the effects of my illness, whether I fell over yesterday, whether I fell over the other day, whether I've done something erroneous in my life. I'm just an open book because otherwise you're trying to have to remember what you've told people and stuff like that. So if I'm honest about everything, I've got nothing to be shy about.
I've come to the kind of conclusion with being open and sharing that by being truthful and sharing our own truth and our own stories, I think they actually help others rather than hiding and keeping secrets and
Yeah.
shying away from the world. I don't think that does anyone any favors. It doesn't do you any favors, and it doesn't do anyone else.
No, it doesn't.
Either.
And the examples I've got is ever since I started pushing my wheelchair around and doing distances and stuff like that, people have messaged me. They literally have messaged me on Facebook or on something saying, thank you for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You've inspired me to do that. Yeah. You've inspired me to do this. I don't go out to say I'm a shining light. I'm just doing it for myself, trying to help people. And by that, people are taking something from it. People who can walk are going, well, I'm going to try park run.
Yes.
People who are in wheelchairs going, I've been too embarrassed, but I'm going to give it a go. Mm-hmm. And it blows my mind. It's really emotional at times when I read their messages and I'm just like, that's me who's helped them. And it's beautiful. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah. Tell me more about how that makes you feel then when you do inspire someone else, that they do reach out to you, that they say, I'm going to do this because I've seen you can do it. So I would like to give it a go.
It's one of them things where because they've come forward and they've been really honest and said they've been too scared and they're worried about being embarrassed about doing something, and they've seen that I've done it and they've gone out and done it. What it makes me feel is a sense of pride in myself for being able to do that just by being me. And it makes me want to continue to do it. It makes me want to keep pushing myself until I can't do it anymore, which is going to come. It is going to come, and it scares the life out of me. But for today, it's not here. So I can do it, and I can keep doing my best and keep trying to help others without actually the physical contact, the emotional attachment, just by being me.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Through living your life and fulfilling. But it sounds like you're, from watching what you do on Instagram, it looks like you're fulfilling your purpose in some way.
It's amazing.
And let's talk about the challenge then that you're about to pursue again for the second time. What is that challenge? What is it you're looking to do?
Well, this year I'm going to have my second attempt at crossing the country from. Last year I did it from Lowestoft, Nest Point, the most easterly point in the country, to Land's End, the most westerly point.
Right.
Everybody goes up and down, up and down. I don't think physically I'd be able to do that. So why not go from east to west?
One side to the other.
So this time I'm going from west to east.
Okay.
It's really hilly down there. And that's what broke me this time. My training wasn't perfect. It's a learning experience.
Yes.
I set off from Lowestoft on July the 28th, 2025. And I just went hell for leather for the first few days, and I really made that mistake of doing way too much.
But you didn't pace yourself. I guess there was a lot of excitement and energy in the beginning.
It was crazy. It was. I was so excited. It was a wonderful thing. I feel free when I'm in my chair pushing, and I've just got the countryside about me and people tooting their horns, cheering me on and stuff like that. It was just a beautiful thing. But I just got too excited and. Yeah, I've learned. It was a learning. Maybe that was the practice the first time.
Yes,
and this time we're coming back the other way.
Yeah, and I think with these things in life that we don't have to complete them the first time round.
No.
Like you say, the first time was a practice. You learn a lot from it. You may have learned more from it than actually competing it.
I think I probably did. And I learned a lot about myself as well. And I learned my limitations. And I learned that just because I said I'd done something, it doesn't have to necessarily happen first time straight away.
Yes.
And it virtually broke me. Mentally, emotionally.
Yeah.
It's the first time I thought about it, and now I'm getting...
Yeah, no, it's a big thing to do, and it's...
Forgive me. So on the last day when... we aborted, I had my partner driving behind me, and she could see I was gone, and I couldn't even go downhill properly. So it was like, we stopped, we had a chat, and it was, let's go home. And I did my message to say sorry.
How did that feel in that moment?
At the time, I genuinely thought I'd let everybody down. That's how it felt. And then, because I was with my partner, she was just so brilliant about it. She was comforting. You've done brilliantly. You've done brilliantly. And I know I've done an amazing thing to get to just outside Truro, over 500 kilometres in a couple of weeks, which
is huge.
It's ridiculous. When you think about it, it's ridiculous. A guy with multiple sclerosis, he can't lift things up properly because he hasn't got the strength to do it.
I couldn't walk that far, you know.
And just to say, I've done that much, but I haven't succeeded. I haven't completely succeeded. And that's, a lot of people struggle to understand that. They go, you've done amazing. Yeah, but I didn't complete. Yeah, but you've done amazing. No. I hope people can understand that. It's when I've set out so much to complete something and to do something, and because I didn't succeed, I was really disappointed with myself, and it still hurts to think about it.
Of course.
And after that, I didn't do anything for a few months because I felt so physically, emotionally, and spiritually battered.
Yeah.
And it just wiped the floor with me, and I was just like, I don't want to do that ever again. And I had decided not to do it again.
Right. Until
my head teacher, he did an assembly. There's a wonderful lady in 1922, I think she first attempted, I'm happy to be corrected, but she first attempted to swim the channel.
Yes.
A woman swimming the channel in 1922 in a man's world, and everyone was going, no.
They recently made a film about this, I think.
Yes, this is it. Yes. This is it. And he had seen the film, and he was like, this is amazing what this woman's done. It's about perseverance, his assembly. As I'm watching it, this lady who didn't succeed the first time around, but went back, trained harder, did it again, and smashed it.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there in the assembly thinking, oh, he's talking to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to go and do it again. It was at that point, it's like, I'm doing it again. I went up and said thank you to him.
Yeah.
And he found it funny. It was ridiculous. And at that point, I was like, all right, let's do it again and do it proper. So
what will be different this time as you prepare yourself to go into doing this attempt again, to do this challenge, but do it from different? We know you're going to go from the other side of the country this time. Does that mean there's more? Have you looked at the maps? Does that mean there's more downhills to uphills? Does that account for anything?
I think it just flattens out a lot.
Right.
It does flatten out a lot. But I covered in the first 3 days just shy of 200 kilometres, which was insane. But it was very flat. So if I can have the flat stuff at the end. Yes. It would be so much nicer to know that it's
in a way it could get easier for you.
Yeah, and that's it. So if I can get the harder stuff out of the way at the beginning, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be training a bit more in the gym. I've got somebody helping me with that, Claire. She used to, she still does, I think, do Ironman stuff, and she's just incredible. She's just hardcore human being, and she's very focused, very supportive, and just brilliant. So she's going to help me with my weights so I can build my upper body strength. And also my training routines, practicing more on hills, practicing shuttles, doing shuttles on hills, and all sorts of stuff like that. And I've set out all my events, my running events, to build up to when I finish in July, and then I can have a week of rest and then go on and do
to make sure, just to make sure your body's completely ready. You're going to build up your body. You're going to build up that mentality as well.
Yes.
Have a moment of peace, hopefully, and then go straight into it. That sounds like a good plan to me.
This is it. And I've also, it's been put to me that I should structure my pushing no more than 35 kilometers a day, and I'm happy with that, to be honest.
What did you try to do last time?
Well, one day I did 75. I was trying to do 55 kilometers a day, and when I got the last few days I was only able to do 30, 35, and it was tough. It was really tough, and it was the blisters on my hands. That my hands were torn to pieces. Everything was just broken. it was, but I was broken, and you could probably see it in the videos as I'm going through. I'm excited, then I'm just miserable towards the end, and it's it was tough. Yeah, it was tough. I'll eat better as well.
So I'm thinking about, we have a mutual friend he's been on the podcast before, Dan Ricketts. He does these bike challenges. And I know that he plans out along the route multiple like points where he's going to stop and he's going to have a rest. Are you doing something? Will you be doing something similar to that to break up the journey?
Well, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to set out in the next half term of school, because I'm a teacher. I've got to wait till half term to do these things. So in the next half term, I'm going to go and drive the route that I'm planning to do, just to make sure that it's suitable. Because last time I did it without checking it out,
really,
I ended up in fields. I was lost. I ended up on cattle grids that I couldn't cross over. It was messy but funny at the same time.
Yes, yeah.
But I'm gonna be checking out the route, and along that, because I'm raising money for MSUK, the charity supporting people with multiple sclerosis. They've got I can't think of the word, but they've got people everywhere with that sort of thing. So we're hoping that people along the route will be, I can go along, and once I've got the route planned, then maybe people along the route that would help me. I can stop here, I can stop there, I can stop there, sort of thing. That's the plan. Plans always change, though.
No, but I think it's important to have some kind of structure, and I really like that idea that you're going to go along the route as well.
Yes,
I've got in my mind while we're talking about this. I remember the film Cool Runnings.
I love it.
Where they're kind of sitting in the bathtub and they're looking through the photos of all the places they're going to
all moving,
where they're all moving, and I'm
yeah.
thinking that it could be good for you to do something like that.
Yes,
to go along the route and maybe even, I don't know, this is just coming to me now, film the route, so you've got a good strong visualization of where it is you're going.
That would be really beneficial, and it's even been suggested at certain points, get out and push your chair along bits of it to check it, and it's all these little things, and I do actually check out the routes when I'm doing events like 10 kilometers, half marathons. I try and watch videos of the route now.
Right, okay.
Just so I know, at that point I might need to put a bit more in, and I can let off at this point and stuff like that. But that's stuff I've learned from not doing it previously. Have
you any idea why the visualization helps us so much on something like this?
Because you want to feel like you know it. You want to feel like you know it. And what came across in the first attempt was I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't. The day I did 75 kilometres, we got lost and went out the way and added 20 odd kilometres onto what should have just been 50. Yeah. It's little things like that. I need to know what I'm doing. I need to picture it so I can see where I am along the stages, just for a bit of comfort. I feel it's a comfort thing as well to know where what I'm looking at. I've seen it before, so I know what I'm doing, sort of thing.
Yeah, there is a lot to be said about that, not knowing what you're doing, and a lot for discovering there as well in that experimentation, rather than, you know, I often say to people with this, I don't know if I know what I'm doing now, but I definitely didn't know what I was doing on episode 1. I had no idea. Right there. Yeah. And the only way that I have some idea now is by doing it.
And it's anything. As a teacher, when I walked into a classroom for the very first time, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I knew what a teacher did. Nobody knows what a teacher does until they become a teacher, because it's not just teaching the class, it's preparing the lessons, it's comforting someone, it's telling someone off. It's the strands are just limitless. There's so many parts to it. Yeah. And the rewards are amazing in everything. For yourself doing this, the rewards are brilliant because it's growing. Yeah.
Well, it's you know, for me, when I think by just that phrase that Nike have got, just do it.
Yeah.
It really does mean so much. And by just doing the thing, your world opens up.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, a couple of 2-3 years ago when I didn't have a wheelchair and at my walking, and I was still struggling with the fact that I had a walking stick and I was trying to battle on through, and I was like, I don't want a wheelchair. I'm too young for a wheelchair. I'm too young to be like this.
At what age did you start to suffer with multiple sclerosis?
Well, if we go back, it was back in the 90s. If I look at my hospital records, I was turning up with numbness in my hands, numbness in my feet, blurred vision I was having problems with. It was in the 90s, so it's coming up 30 years, really. And it was only 2008 when I was diagnosed. It took a long time.
So that's what, a good 10 to 15 years of...
There was 10 to 15 years of being told, oh, no, it's stress. It's stress. And I'm like, because it kept getting better. Look, you're better now. And the doctors... Yeah, I find it very difficult to be angry about it these days because they couldn't have done anything anyway. It's an incurable illness I've got, and it's one of those things. So they missed it. We've got it now, and I've got to live with it. It's not anybody else. So why should I be angry at other people when it's the thing that's with me all the time? So yeah, it's a long time, but it's.
Did that take a while to come to that conclusion? Because someone very close to me has an illness which she suffered with that illness for a long time before it was picked up. But similar to yourself, a good 10 years of being told there's nothing wrong with you, it's stress. You're not sleeping correctly, and it turned out to be cancer. And it was because they weren't doing the correct tests. Yeah, and she was just being pushed away. And I know for her that she felt very. I want to go. It's past that sadness. It's very. It almost kind of in a way feels like you're not cared for when you're being pushed away like that. And I wonder how you came to that conclusion, because that is difficult to be pushed away. But how you've come to that conclusion of, well, this is my life and this is my challenge to get through, and you've taken a more, it looks like you've taken a more positive outlook on it.
Well, yeah, I'll be honest with you. At the beginning, I wasn't that positive about it. I was really disappointed that my GPs, nobody clocked the everyday symptoms of multiple sclerosis. It was that blatant. And when I, in the end, demanded to see a neurologist and was told they'll tell you the same thing, and my neurologist, the neurologist who diagnosed me, he asked me to do two things. He asked me to put my arms out wide and then bring them in and touch my nose with my eyes shut. I couldn't do that. And he asked me to stand up with my eyes shut. Couldn't do that. 2 minutes. And he went, yeah, you've got a demyelinating disease. He said that so definite. And then I went for my MRI scan that come back. Yeah, it's really quite active. The lesions on my brain and my spine. So, yeah, but he's the professional for MS. They're general practitioners, and I'm not belittling GPs, but they are general practitioners. They need to know a little of everything. These guys know everything of MS. So this is why I can't be too angry about it. I've just got to try and live my best, I suppose.
So at this point in the conversation, what awareness would you like to bring to MS? How would you like to? Because there is going to be other people out there that are suffering with MS that haven't been diagnosed yet, that are being pushed away. Oh
no, there's so many people I know in my life who have since been diagnosed with MS. A good friend of mine, Tom, from when we were kids, we lived on opposite corners of the same road. And the weird thing is, then their next door neighbours, the Sharps, because we called them Mr. and Mrs. Sharp when we were kids. I didn't realise she had MS, and now Thomas has got MS. And when he told me, I was I was devastated for him. I genuinely was devastated for him. I used to go to school with him. We used to have our little play fights, going up to the youth club and all those brilliant times. And for the struggle I've had, I just felt so sad for him. And it really upset me that another good person has got this illness, as with many other illnesses. I'm not singling out my.
Yes.
It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't. What I genuinely think the one thing that is important is how you deal with it. If you want to, and you can, and I'm not telling anybody how to feel, but if you want to feel sorry for yourself, you can. It's okay. If you want to have a day of misery and crying, that's okay, because I have those days.
Yes.
And I have it at home. I'll just wake up and I'll just be tearful all day because I'm thinking about the future. I'm not here today thinking about what I'm doing today, which is working a full-time job, which is the greatest job in the world, living with the person I adore. What can I in my house? What can I complain about? I've got problems, but other people have other problems. I'm going back to that relative thing, the bug and everything.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
So if I've got all the things I want, why should I feel miserable about things that I'm struggling with?
And even for me, without an illness, that's where I feel the most stress and the most sadness is when I go to a future that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
When I go to the past that has been and gone, the only place that we can feel best is right here in the present. This moment right now. How are things right now for you?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. The future's looking bright. It sounds quite ridiculous, but the future is looking really bright, and I'm so excited for it. I even said it yesterday at home, but I'm really excited for it at the moment. I'm pushing down the fear at the moment because I am scared of the future. I'm really scared.
Yeah, of course.
My uncle had this illness. He had it. They say it's not.
It's not in the family.
Yeah, they say it's not, but it is. It is. I know we have a lot of neurological problems in our family.
I think there's still a lot to be discovered within science. We definitely don't know it all yet, do we?
No, we don't.
We're still in a moment of discovery. Lots of science has come on a long way in recent years.
Oh, leaps and bounds,
But there's still so much more to discover.
Well, at the moment, there's a lady in I think it's Bushy. She's a teacher as well. She's just had this country's first CAR T cell therapy work regarding multiple sclerosis. She's an amazing woman for being the first person to do it in this country in a phase 1 trial. I've asked my neurologist to put me forward for it as well, because I just think when I was diagnosed, I said to myself, I've got to hold on. I've just got to hold on. 20 years, 25 years, I've got to hold on, because we will fix it. We will fix it. I've just got to hold on. This CAR T cell therapy, they've cured people with cancer with it recently. It's happening. It's happening. So I believe, just keep holding on. It's almost here. It's almost here.
And I also believe the future is something that we create. As you're creating a future right now with this massive challenge that you're going to be doing later this year.
Yeah.
You're busy creating a future there, but we can also be part of creating a future, where we do look to cure things like this.
Yeah, it's science and medicine and life has evolved so much. Not even in 100 years, I'm talking like 20 years, 25 years. It's exploded into ways we never could imagine.
Yeah, well,
I couldn't imagine it.
Even if you look at things like AIDS, where that was in the 80s,
it was terrifying, wasn't it?
It was a death sentence in the 80s.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's something that people live with through their life, and
phenomenal.
And they die of other things.
Yes,
Yeah. And so in the 80s, if you'd have said to people that had that disease, that's what it'll be like at this age.
It was terrifying.
Some people wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But science has come a long way, and but at the same time, it's got a long way to go yet, and we've got a lot more to discover. So is there anything that you think is being missed at the moment within this chronic illness, within this disease?
Missed what for me?
Yeah. In the sense of the way that the world perceives it, the way that the doctors perceive it, is there anything that you would like to add or contribute to the conversation?
You know, the second you say you've got multiple sclerosis, and it's not a judgment, it's just one of those things. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody go, oh yeah. And everybody thinks it's the same for everybody. And it's really not. It's really not. Sometimes I'll be at home and I feel guilty because I see other people really suffering from it, really suffering, can't get out of bed, anything like that. And I feel sort of guilty that I'm not like that. But they're not in a wheelchair when they are out of bed. So it's a weird thing.
There's a difference for everybody that's going through this.
It's like the shotgun effect. If you fire a shotgun, it'll hit in many different places. And this is the thing. There's so many symptoms with multiple sclerosis. So many. People can go blind from it. People can lose their arms before their legs. It could work the other way, work from the top down, which would be horrendous. Or mine's working from the bottom up for some reason, which is the blessing. We've got to see
You've got to see the positive, because I guess working from the bottom up, it's going to be slow and give you opportunity to continue having an impact in this world and doing things with your life.
But this is it. When I was a kid, I just wanted to have a good life. We were poor. We were really poor. No fault of me mum and dad's, but my dad was a banker. My mum worked in BT. We moved down south. My dad became a publican, and then it crashed in the late 80s, didn't it? Lost everything, and we've struggled ever since then. But my mum still brought us up brilliantly. My mum and dad split, and it's one of those things. She brought us up amazingly. 4 kids, 4 little terrors, and she did amazingly with very little money. So I'm always grateful to that, for my mum, for what she's done. So now I'm here. Why do I need to? I've had it's been tough in life, but I sound so cheesy at times, and I don't mean to, but if I can wake up and be smiling, and then say to the young people, be positive for the young people, guide them as best I can to a positive future, I don't see a problem with my life at that point. I think it's actually all right. It's I'm a simple soul. I genuinely am a simple soul. As long as I've woken up okay and I've gone to bed okay, I'm genuinely a happy man. So yeah, and I get married in April as well.
Oh wow!
So it's I've harassed her for so long, for years and years. I've been saying, "Let's get married, let's get married." She's like, "No, I don't want to." And then she decided maybe we should. So it's all going for this April. It's a big year. I'm 50 this year.
Wow,
getting married a few days before it, and then I'm going to successfully cross the country with. The other thing is I've got a team behind me, and I've mentioned Claire, but I've got a whole bunch of people who are willing, helping me in all aspects of it. So I'm not doing it all by myself this time. That's a big help. I thought I could do everything.
No, we need others on our journey.
Completely.
Wherever it is we're going, we cannot do it alone.
No.
We might be the person in the driving seat at times, but we need people to come along. We need their support. Even if it is just to give us a little push.
Yeah. And that's all you need. And funny enough, saying that, I'll be pushing, and I'll be with Louise, and I'll be going up a hill, and I'll be pushing, and it'll look like I'm struggling. I'm not, but I'll be pushing. People jump out of cars and start pushing me, and I'm like, I haven't asked you to do that. Could you not do that, please? I was thinking of getting a sign saying "Don't push unless I ask."
Okay,
because
that's fair.
Yeah, and I don't help people walking up the stairs or anything. It's like people are so good; they want to help.
I guess along the roadside, you you don't see a lot of wheelchairs along the roadside.
No, you don't.
So if you see one going up a hill and it's going slowly, I guess there will be that natural tendency from good people to think,
Yeah.
I need to help this guy.
And I'm always grateful for those people because that shows there is goodness in the world. In this world that seems quite horrible at the moment and dark, it's good that these good people are about, and they're everywhere. They are everywhere. I'm so grateful to them, and I'm grateful for everything I've got. When I was in Cornwall at one point, it's just popped into my head. I had my friends driving behind me in my wheelchair, and then this cow appeared from somewhere in this back lane. There's cows walking along. So there's a cow, there's me behind the cow, and then there's my mates a bit further back. And these cars come the other way. I wonder what they were thinking when they've been met with this big cow, and then me behind pushing with a crash helmet on. It was the weirdest thing. And then all of a sudden the cow disappeared. I don't know where it went. Wow. But we've got it on film, and it was the funniest thing. I couldn't stop laughing about it. It was just weird. But sorry, I've distracted myself then. I've forgotten what I was talking about.
Well, we were saying about how it's important to have these other people come along for the journey with us, and and how we can't do this alone. But at the same time, this is your thing. This is a moment that's important for you to achieve.
Completely, yeah.
And so, to have a sign on your chair saying, please don't push unless I ask, or something along those lines. That's completely valid. Yeah,
and throughout my life, many people have been in my life and left my life and all that sort of stuff. Some of them I'm sad they're gone. Some of them I'm glad they're gone. But everybody had their reason and their purpose, whether to teach me something, whether to help me with something, whether for me to help them with something. We all intertwine for that reason. Like you're in my life at the moment and I'm in yours.
Yeah.
The world turns in really weird ways.
It really does, and I believe that we meet at different points on our journey, and that some people, similar to yourself, that I've had people in my life for a moment and then disappear, and I think that those people, when I look back, one person in particular was there for just a chapter, was there for a moment, and was there. I had a friend that was very heavily in my life for a good 2 or 3 years. And recently I sent her a text message saying Happy Christmas, got nothing back.
Yeah.
And I think, wow, they really have moved on with their life. Good. Like, I'm happy that I hope that they're doing well. And I hope that they know that I'm still there, that if they do need anything. But at the same time, that friendship was just for that moment.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's not necessarily a problem.
I don't think it's a problem either. And I did something similar, actually. It was a few months ago. There was a guy I used to knock about with quite a lot, 13, 15 years ago. And I heard he was becoming a counsellor. And he came up on my, when I was on the computer, his name come up. And I was like, that ain't him, is it? So I checked it out. It was him. And so I emailed just saying, look, it's me. I'm really proud of you. I haven't heard anything back, but that's okay. I'm not saying it for. I'm saying it because I am really proud of him for doing it, because I'm really impressed. That's some undertaking to do that. So, so reasons, seasons, and lifetimes, isn't it? That's the phrase.
It definitely is, and definitely as well. I've discovered in the recent years of doing this, the more that you put yourself out there in the world, and the more kind of connections that you have, they kind of like tend to all have an outward ripple effect, but also an inward ripple effect as well.
Yes, if
that makes any sense at all.
It makes perfect sense. It actually does. It actually does. The more you're giving out to the world, the more you're trying, the better you feel. It is that simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
If somebody falls over and I help them up, I feel good, they feel better. It's really that simple.
Yes.
If I walk away, they still feel terrible, and I will at some point go, oh, maybe I should have helped. I don't want to live with that. So if I can help people, I will. I'm rubbish. I make mistakes every day. I'm terrible.
Isn't that what being a human is?
No, it is. It is. But yeah. But when I talk sometimes, and I think I'm making myself to sound this amazing human being. I'm not an amazing human being. Yeah. I'm just a bloke who's trying his best. And I make mistakes on a daily basis. I try my best on a daily basis. And sometimes that's just getting out of bed. Yeah. That's it.
This is resonating with me a lot right now. So I'm in this new phase of this podcasting thing where I'm starting to get into teaching. And I've never thought that I would teach anyone anything because I talk a load of rubbish. I like I say, when I started doing this, I had no idea what I was doing, and now I've got a little bit of an idea, and things are changing for me. But I'm getting asked that question: how do you do it? What do you do?
Yeah.
And so I'm offering guidance. I don't know if I can call it teaching. I'm offering guidance to people. But yeah, the bit that I feel uncomfortable is that self-talk thing where I'm going to myself, no, I'm a load of rubbish. I have no clue.
Agreed.
I'm clueless, actually. I'm just like figuring this out as I go along.
Yeah.
So how do you get over that kind of negative self-talk? You don't. You don't.
I'm telling you, I'm waiting for somebody to knock on the door and go, mate, we figured you out. Yeah. You are not any good. But it's one of them things. When I first started tutoring and I took up teaching.
Yeah.
When I was a bus driver, the story's, it's not well known, but it's a story that I was a bus driver. The multiple sclerosis kicked in. I realised it was dangerous to be driving buses, so I stopped. Okay. It was that simple, and I had nothing to fall back on. And it was a friend who's asked for some help because they were doing their GCSEs. And when I helped them, they said, you should be a teacher. You know, you have those moments. It genuinely is one of those. It
was like a bing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, right, yeah, I'm going to be a teacher. So I phoned up the teacher helpline or whatever it was. I've told this story before, but it always makes me smile. Because I phoned them up. I went, I want to be a teacher. They went, okay, what's your degree in? I went, I haven't got one of them. They went, right, you got A-levels? Nah. I went, okay, GCSEs, what? No, sorry. Right?
Really? Okay.
I had nothing. I was a little toe rag in school.
Yeah.
She said, you need them. And I'm like, how long is that going to take? She explained it. I went, I'll call you back when I got them. So I just went and did it.
Wow.
I went and got my GCSEs in maths and English and science. I went and got, did my A-level, sat in my own little office through all of this, set up a little office in a spare room I had, and did my degree, Open University, and just smashed it out in 6 years.
And at that point, I'm assuming, so you're an adult at this point. How old were you at this point?
Oh, this was only 2013.
Wow.
2013.
Okay, so it's like it was 13 years ago. So you're. So the maths. Are you going to tell me off it? I can't do the maths.
It's all right.
In the
I
moment.
make mistakes. It's all right.
So you're in your late 20s, 30s.
You're very kind, man. I like it.
Well, no, you already told me you were 50 this year, so the maths should have been really easy. It's being put on. I can't do maths on the spot.
Don't worry.
I can do
don't
maths,
worry.
but not when I'm put under pressure. That's what I say. I didn't do too well at school because of the pressure of the exam. Like, I could do the exams, but it's the pressure of the exams.
It's
that
horrible,
I
isn't
do.
it? It is.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse for the young people. The pressure to be successful. One of the things I say to them when they're working or anything, it's not about being the best. It's about doing your best. Yeah. And if your best is what you're doing, then you're doing all right. Genuinely, I truly believe it.
Are you okay to talk about the system? The teaching system?
If you want. I won't answer it if I don't want to,
exactly.
But you go for it.
So my experience as a parent, when I saw my son come out of sixth form, he didn't do too well in sixth form. And I watched him through that, and I watched the amount of stress and pressure that was put on him to either achieve or be a failure. That's the message he was being driven. And it didn't matter. It didn't seem to matter that at home, me and his mum were saying how we see him, how it doesn't matter as long as he tries his best. The system was saying to him, get the highest grades possible or you've got nothing in life.
Okay, and I get where you've got that, and it makes me sad that that's how you saw it, and that's how your son might.
And so
have
that's
seen
my
it.
concern with the schooling system
No,
at
and
the moment.
I do get you with that. I'm really fortunate. I've worked in schools that doesn't exist. It genuinely doesn't exist. It is about pushing the young people and guiding them to do their best. It is about doing their best. Yeah. I've never been in a school that will discard pupils for if they don't think they're going to be a grade 9. I've never seen it. So
does the individual school still have a lot of power to influence the way the children are being taught?
It's not the individual school per se, but it's, I believe, and I can be corrected by teachers left, right and centre, and I'm cool with that, but I do believe it comes from the school vibe, the school vibe from the top. It comes from the top. If people are working for the boss, the head, the principal, whoever it is, if people are working for them, they're working to help the young people, to push them to be their best. And that's okay. That is okay.
Yes, yeah.
And that's where I'm fortunate. I've worked for some really great bosses, heads, you know what I mean?
Yes,
who have been really all about the young people, not about the numbers, but about the young people. And that's the important thing, because I've seen young people breaking down because there's so much pressure on them. There is pressure in all this. There is pressure in life. And there's
pressure in, I was about to say that. There's pressure in life. Like, it doesn't necessarily get easier once you come out of school.
No, it doesn't.
The world is difficult, and it's particularly difficult right now. So how do you help the vibe with that then? That the outlook of the world is quite bleak, and there's a lot of darkness out there. You know, there's 24-hour news now telling us how bad it is.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
There's social media coming in, influencing people in all sorts of different ways. Yeah. So how do you inform the younger generation and put them in more of a positive track? I talk about me. That's what I do. I when they're working or when something's happening, I'll mention what's happened at home yesterday. We'll talk about life. It is about life. Yeah. And I don't want to shelter young people away from the horrors of the world, but I don't want to shelter them away from the great stuff in the world either. It's about them understanding both sides of it and being able to understand that there's good and bad. And my big thing is just trying your best. It genuinely is. If you're in my class and you've tried your best and you can't get it, that's okay. I genuinely will not fault you for that. And I've worked with so many young people and I've said it to them all. I won't fault you. If you're not putting your best effort in, that's where I have problems. And that's where, as people, we need to help them to try their best. It's. And again, I will find on this, I'll add that school ain't for everyone either. No.
And at the time when I was at school, it wasn't for me.
No, it wasn't for me.
I was in school in the 80s, late 80s, start of the 90s was when I was in my final years. It was just a chore. It was a real chore, and I didn't like it. Teachers were completely different from what they are now. Was all about them just getting a pay packet. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Today, I feel teachers are in it to help, to guide, to create these the next scientists of the world, the next brilliant people in the world, which there's so many of them.
To me, that sounds good. So for one of the problems you're talking about, how school wasn't for you, a big problem for me, and I find this with a lot of creatives now, and when I look at younger creatives as well, for me, my problem was I was a daydreamer. And that was seen as a problem at school. Yeah. But in life, as I've got older, I've seen how much of a blessing that has been to me.
Yeah.
Do you think we can do anything to change that perspective of actually how important daydreaming is?
Well, it is important. Every single thing is important. I was considered a problem child in school. Okay, I was always getting into trouble and stuff like that. Now, when I got with my partner, once I moved in with her, it was probably about 6 months into moving in, and I can't remember what we were doing, but she said to me, "Ben, do you think you've got autism?" I was like, "What do you mean by that?" She goes, "You're quite quirky, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Am I?" She goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." So I got in touch with people. Can I have some tests, please? Because if I know it, it would make a bit more sense.
Right.
So I had a 2-hour phone call with a nurse. I had another couple of phone calls. And at the end of it, the lady said to me, it was quite, she said it, but she was very sweet about it. She said, I'd like to think we've missed the boat with you. She said, if you want to pay for diagnosis and all that, that's fine. But let's just say you've got a lot of ADHD traits and all that sort of stuff. So take with that what you will. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. And when I told my mum, she's like, yeah, it explains it all. My mum always used to say, you're not challenging him enough at school. Mm-hmm. But it was because I just couldn't sit still. I couldn't anything.
Your brain worked differently to the average brain.
Yeah. And there's young people in schools that their brains work differently. Everybody's brain works differently. Yeah. But some people in an environment of school, I don't really want to go into too much detail, but I've got some great classes at the moment, and some young people who are just wonderful, and I love working with them, and I allow them to be who they need to be, and it's beautiful. I genuinely love them. It makes my day when I'm working with them and we have such a good lesson. And, they learn, and if you were to step into the class, you'd look at it and you go, what on earth's going on here? But they're learning, because at the end, you ask them the questions, they know the answers, and you're just like, love it. I love it. It's things like that. I'll go home and I'll go, oh my God, it was brilliant today.
So it sounds to me like you've found what you was always meant to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about you as a bus driver, and you've gone through this period of time where you've actually learned what you needed to learn to be able to do this job. You've gone through all of this, and you sound like this is where you should be there to support, not necessarily just about the subject. It sounds like you should be there for that generation.
Oh, and this is it. I've done lots of things in my life, work-wise. I was even a roadie for a period of time. I've done so many things, from leaving school to where I am today. I've never found anything as rewarding and as enjoyable and as difficult and as brilliant as what I'm doing today. I don't think I'll ever find another job like it. It's amazing.
So what advice would you have to anyone to help them find that thing that they should be doing? What advice do you give to your students? To
just do it. You know,
just do it again.
But this is the thing. I always, every now and then, I'll look at my aims and I'll go, right, in 5 years, this is what I want. And then I'll go for it. I go for it, and I believe in it. If you believe in something, I'm not too savvy with how the universe works, but the power of belief. And
the power of belief. And also, so I've just sat down with my daughter.
Okay.
And I've mapped out with her a 5-year plan.
Brilliant.
She's at college at the moment. She's got dreams and aspirations. But I have a 5-year plan for what I'm doing.
I've got one as well.
I'm coming up to 2.5 years in that 5-year plan. And actually, if I go back to that 5-year plan, so far I've been able to tick off a lot of boxes.
Really
I've had a couple of failure moments and a couple of things that didn't work out. But essentially, I'm where I need to be on that 5-year plan to get what I wanted at year 5.
Yeah.
So, she wasn't too keen on the idea at first, because what does Dad know? But I've sat down with her, and we've got a big, huge piece of paper, and I've drawn out lines and little circles at the end, and made her say, like, what is it you actually want when you're 23? What do you want at 23? Like, where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? You say you want this. what does that look like? And for her, it's O2 stage. Okay. So what's the roadmap to that? Because you're not just going to wake up one morning there.
Yeah.
So let's like work backwards. Where does someone have to go? So it's like a roadmap.
Yeah. And what effort have you got to put in?
Yeah.
Because like you just said, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen just because you want it.
No.
And when I was a teenager, when I was a kid, I wanted the world, but I didn't want to put any effort in.
Yeah.
As I grew up, I realised with a bit of effort, you get what you need and you get what you want. I'm not trying to be the Rolling Stones.
They're kind of like the same but different. You're getting what you need and getting what you want. Like the getting what you need is what you don't realise that's actually what you want.
Exactly. Well, let's look at it as the challenge that I did last year. I wanted to cross, but what I needed was to learn about it. Yeah. And that's what I did last year. I learned about the crossing. So this coming year, I want to do it again. We learn everything. The world's such a strange place.
It is. There's magical and mystical things going on. I am 100% sure of that. I have seen too much at this point to not believe that.
Can I ask you a question? Now, I was talking to my partner last night and we were talking about God. Okay. And I have a funny relationship with God. Sometimes I believe in him, sometimes I don't. And I was very down on the idea of it last year. But as it stands today, I'm very much a pro-God at the moment. Okay? Yeah. I'm not a religious guy. I just believe there's something. And we were talking in the car, and what if we're just all a part of God? You're a little part of God. I'm a little part of God. Everybody's a little part of God. And when these great things happen, it's when all our collective parts of God get together and create this new, more powerful thing. Entity, I don't know.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. I'm myself. It's strange. I'm not religious, but I am. I do have a belief, and I do have faith, and I have theories and ideas.
Yeah.
You know, and a theory that this isn't my theory. It's just one that I've heard is egg theory. Have you heard of this?
No,
egg theory is that we are an eternal godlike being. All sharing this existence in order to learn and discover things. And our soul transfers through different life throughout all time and space to experience something. And we're in that experience is the egg. And once we've experienced this existence, we will grow and to be a god. And to be whatever that godlike being is.
Yeah.
But that gives me some kind of... I like that. I like that we all have this kind of connection, that we are kind of all one and the same, meeting at different points.
Yeah.
Because as well, I'm a very strong believer that time doesn't exist in the way that we experience it.
No, it doesn't. We just put numbers on it.
We just created this mechanical machine,
and we're slaves to it,
and to try and make some kind of sense to it. But this whole thing we mentioned earlier about being in the present kind of disrupts all of that for me.
Yes.
You know, especially when I'm having these moments. I found this on the podcast in particular, that when I have these conversations on purpose and when I'm connecting with someone, time disappears.
Yeah.
There's no time here.
I will also say, credit to you as well, I haven't looked at my watch once. And I'm a big watch looker at guy. And
there's something about being in this space when you connect with people that time goes away.
Yeah.
The outside world goes away for a moment.
I have the same when I'm in my chair pushing.
Do you?
I forget everything. I just look around. I listen to... I started by having... I press play to Muse on my bone conductors and just go listening to Muse for hours. And then one day they weren't working properly and I just went without them. And it was beautiful. It was really nice. And I get lost. I get lost. I know what I'm doing. I know everything. I'm very conscious.
But it's a different space. I had that today, actually. Similar situation. I was on a long walk and my phone was nearly out of battery, and I thought, I can't listen to any music on this walk. I've got to just walk. And I was walking along, and I was just absorbed in the trees and
great,
in the
isn't it?
birds and in the wind. And like, this sounds so corny, doesn't it? But I was just there, and nothing else. My thoughts weren't too in the future, in the past, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to pay this month's rent and all that kind of business. I was just here.
Yeah,
and that's all that mattered then.
And I'm with you on that. And it's those moments. I get it in my car driving to work in the morning. I'm just with myself, focusing on where I'm going and what I'm doing. When I'm in my chair, just focusing on what I'm doing, where I'm going, everything like that. It's a really nice place to be. And you've said it. You're just walking along. You don't hear anything, but you hear everything. It's so cool. It is really cool, and it's free as well, isn't it? So it gives you peace of mind. It gives you a nice, stable moment, and that's what we need. I think life is unstable, so we have to find our moments to be a bit more stable.
Going back to something's making me go back to God here. I don't want to leave this quite so soon, because I do find it really, because I've got a lot of questions about, I think we all do have a lot of questions about the universe and all the unknowns. I wonder, when you have a condition like yours, do you ever look to God and say, why me?
Maybe I've had it once or twice, but I had a friend a few years ago, many years ago actually, Mick. He was a good guy. He was very straight talking, really good guy. And I actually said that to him. I remember now. Why me? His response was really basic. Why not? You got no argument with that. Why not? Why give it to somebody else?
Yeah.
Why? I can deal with it. They say you don't get anything you can't deal with. And I think that's so true. I think that's very true. I've had times when I've been pushed to the point where I've wondered, can I deal with this any longer? Not just with multiple sclerosis, but with life and stuff. And forgive me, that sounded terrible. I didn't mean it to sound like that. But when life's pushing you and you're just this is tough going. Can I keep going through this? But every time, sorry that I'm sounding like not a walking cliche, but a rolling cliche. But nice. It's as long as I get to bed and then I can get up the next day and go again, it's going to be all right. It's one of those things I always tell myself, it's going to be all right. Even when I'm feeling it's not. I genuinely believe it as well.
I have a belief that, and again, this might sound like a cliche, and I might be, if anyone was listening to them, I might be like, who are you to say something like that? But I believe that we've chosen to be here. That if there is a world outside of this, if there is an afterlife, a before life, that we had a moment where we went, I want to give that a go. I want to give life a go. I want some, if we're going to, go spiritually outside of this realm, things are probably a lot more fluid in existence, whereas there's some rules here and some constraints, and maybe as spirits go, let's try this out.
There's so many ways you can look at it. Now, you could look at it and say, we chose to come here. I've not really thought of that one, but I'm quite open to it. We also got the I've heard people talking about there's levels. You have to go through levels and then you move on, which we touched on earlier. I like to think myself personally, and it's something you said as well, the body's just a vehicle. The soul is the important bit, okay? And once the soul, the body's finished with, the soul goes off and does what it needs to, whether it be on this earth or somewhere else in the universe. That's where I am at the moment. That's my belief. I'm not an anti-religious person. I think religion is a good thing for good millions of people.
Yes, yeah.
And it helps people. It's just not my thing. But if I see something that I like about it, I'll try and use it. It's not I'm anti it. It's just I'm not wanting to be
You don't need to be confined to that.
I don't need to be told what to think because I've already found out what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I can change it when I want.
And there are some people that do need guidance in that area. And I think that's where what helps some people have a religion and why it's so big and in the world.
Very much so. And it helps a great many people. So who am I? Little old me. Who am I to say, no, that don't work? Because it does. It clearly does. So religion's it's a good thing. My own spiritual belief, it's a good thing. Sometimes I forget about it and I hate it.
Yeah.
God's I don't know. I'm gonna I'll tell you about when my father died, right? I spent the last few days of his life with him, and then I come home just before he died because it was just too much. And I come home. There was no way he was coming back. And I spent weeks and weeks, and I was just thinking, I wish I just could have one more conversation with my dad. And I'm sure many people have had that same thing. And I went to bed one night, and I'm sitting with my dad. I was dreaming, okay? Yeah. I'm sitting with my dad in this car park, and he goes, right, go on then, son, do what you need to do. And so I started putting these chairs out. And as I'm putting these chairs out, it's so weird. And I'm like, why am I doing this, Dad? He goes, it's for a funeral. I went, whose? And he just goes, mine. And I turned around, and he wasn't there. I'd had my conversation. It was weird. I don't remember anything we talked about apart from that bit. And it was when I woke up, I was like, I think I've had that conversation. It was really weird.
You were delivered on what you needed.
Yeah, what I needed.
And you asked for that. You didn't ask. So I think this is where sometimes we might get confused with how I do believe we interact with the universe, with God. And I believe that what we ask for is often delivered, and sometimes we expect something different than what we actually asked for. You asked for a conversation with your dad.
Yeah, I got it.
And you got it. You know, and how beautiful is that?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I think of it regularly. It's probably the most thought about conversation I have with my dad. Yeah. I just find it amazing that because he was savage. He was savaged by cancer, and it was the most horrendous thing I've seen. My nan was savaged by it. It was horrendous. My dad was savaged by it. It was horrendous. It's just people, and he still had a sort of smile. My nan still smiled. It's just people through the grimmest of times are still able to, with family, have that moment. I just think it's great. I think it's really cool. I'd like to think at some point when I move on, I'll see my dad, my nan, or I'll be around them at some point. So, yeah. And I hope I'd like to think my dad's looking down and thinking, blimey, he's doing all right. He's doing all right.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure all of those people within our lives are there still. And again, that goes back to me questioning time. Is this existence of time? Everything that happened with our grandparents when we were young, our parents, everyone, all our friends that were in past chapters, all that stuff still is happening in that moment.
Yeah.
It's just not in this moment now.
Yeah, and it happened and it was brilliant. And you know, we keep our youth alive by thinking about it, by enjoying it again. Little things like it's FA Cup weekend, and I was like, and everyone's talking about the magic of the FA Cup. I'm like, I've lost that. I've lost the magic of the FA Cup. When I was a kid, I'd watch any football match. These days, I'm like, I suppose I'm just getting old there, actually. But
it's changed. It's different. So have you lost it, or have things just changed?
I just one of my
because you had it.
Well, this is it. It was magic. And the magic of Christmas, that's another thing that is gone. I feel. I'm not saying it's because it's too commercialized or anything. I just don't feel it that much anymore because you need the teenager's going to be 19 in our house. There's no children in the house. No. Do you know what I mean? So
no, I'm the same position.
It's you look at it and you go, it'll probably embarrass her when I talk about this, but last Christmas, we got up, we had the presents and everything. So she was 17 going on 18.
Yeah.
And she had gone out for a drink the night before. Okay. So we're waking up, Christmas presents ready to open it.
Yeah.
She's singing to the toilet. And I'll be honest, I was laughing. I thought, that's being a teenager, it's being a teenager.
What was you doing at that age?
Exactly.
Something similar, yeah.
I wasn't angry with her. I looked at her mum, I just said, she's not a child anymore.
Yeah.
And we were both like, yeah, she ain't, is she?
No.
And it was quite a funny realisation. And it was a nice realisation that she's grown up.
Yeah.
And she's a good young lady, so hopefully she'll continue to grow to be a wonderful woman. So, yeah, it's getting old.
We are. This is somewhere I'd like to go with in this conversation now that sometimes happens. I would like to jump in a time machine with you.
Okay, yeah, I've seen you do it. Yeah,
we do this sometimes, and I'm wondering where you would go back to if we could go anywhere within your life right now. At what point would you go, I want to visit that bit again?
It'd be the 1980s, the early 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
I love my life. It was so simple. It was I get. My partner always laughs at me because I'm always hankering for the 1980s. We'd break up for school holidays and every morning I'd get up, I would put on my clothes, I'd eat my breakfast and I'd say, I'm going out. And my mum would say, let me see what you're wearing, right? So I'd run wherever she was and just stand there like a star like that. Just to show what I was wearing.
Yeah.
That was just in case I got kidnapped or anything terrible happened. I didn't realise that. But I'd just go like that and then I'd run out. And wherever I was in our village, do you know the Chelmsford area?
I don't know.
No, right. No. So it was a tiny little village. And wherever I was, I could knock on the door and ask for a drink of water. And I'd always get, all right, Ben, do you want a biscuit? Do you want some crisps? Oh, yeah, please, thank you. And then wherever I was, either one or two things would happen. My mum, I'd hear her calling my name. She'd just walk around the street shouting for me. Oh, yeah, me mum. Or somebody would come out of the house. Your mum's looking for you. Oh, right, okay, I better go home. It was such an easy time. My nan and granddad were about. Life was a lot simpler. There was only 3 channels on the telly.
Yeah.
And you had to get up.
Not
to change
information overload like we have now.
Yeah, the channels finished at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, didn't they? All done. Yeah, there was no. It wasn't a simple life. It was just a basic life. That's how I feel it was, and that was only 40-something years ago, isn't it? So
the world has changed a lot
drastically.
In that time.
Yeah.
So if you could go back to so we're back in that moment with younger Ben running around on the fields, knocking on people's doors. so you walk up to younger Ben. What advice would you have to him at that point?
I do know the answer to this.
Go on,
I've
then.
always thought it. Do exactly what you're gonna do. Don't change it. Life. If I change it, the ripple effect. Everything that has happened in my life has brought me to this point. Everything that happened up to the point of becoming a teacher needed to happen for me to be a teacher. It needed to happen for me to meet my partner. Everything needed to happen for a reason. Yeah. That's why if I saw little Ben, I'd say, just do what you're going to do.
It's hard when you're going through the years, isn't it? Because there are moments that feel so tough. Like I can imagine with you when you got your diagnosis, there are moments when you have those failures and you think at that moment, like you said, after you had that failure last year when you couldn't complete the challenge, you just wanted to give up for a moment.
Oh, it's
and
horrible.
at that moment you do feel quite lost, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You do feel like you're beaten. But we've kind of through this conversation seen that it's all intentional.
Completely. That nothing. Every single thing that happens only happens to builders. Whether we want to acknowledge that or not, it's up to us. Whether we want to go, oh, I can use that. Oh, that's going to be helpful. You know, with teaching, I will teach something, and I've had young people say, I do it this way, sir. And I go, go on, show me. And they show me, and I go, hold up, that's actually really good. Everybody, we're doing it that way. Because it's brilliant. Yeah. I say to young people, I'm not the smartest person in this room, and I don't believe I am in any room. Some of them young people are going to be amazing. And I say it to them all the time. You will be smarter than me. I've just got a bit of knowledge, and I'm giving it to you. So if you can give me something better, I'm going to go with it. And I genuinely mean that as well. Yeah. I've never said, that's really good, but my way is the only way. That's not teaching. That's just being a bully, I think. That's really good, so I'm going to use it, and we're going to talk about it. It's everything that happens. We're taught by young, old, disabled, abled, everyone. Everyone teaches us. It's yeah.
Everyone. Before I started doing this, I wasn't a believer in this, but I do believe that everyone is unique and everyone has a different perspective and everyone has something different to contribute to this world.
Yeah, and that's why the world works to a point. If you know what I mean.
Well, this is my second question that has become important to me, and I'm now asking. I've been previously. I didn't realize I was asking this question in different ways, and I've formulated this into one simple question, but it's a really big one.
Okay.
At the same time, and it's not got a definitive answer, but how would you make this a better world?
Right. If I genuinely think about that, I don't think I can make the world a better place. I can think I can make my little part of the world a better place by just trying to be the best in my house. Well, actually, no. First and foremost, to myself. Be good to myself. If I'm good to myself, I'm good to my partner. If I'm good to my partner, I'm good to the teenager in the house. If I'm then leaving because they're feeling good and they're doing their great stuff, I get in the car, and I'm terrible in the car, by the way. I don't know what happens, and I'm really working on it. But I can then try and help somebody else, try and brighten somebody's day.
It resonates.
Yeah.
It has a ripple effect.
Do the ripple effect. What's the phrase? How do you change the world? One act of random kindness at a time. That's it. Be nice to someone. Tell someone they look nice. It doesn't take much to say, your hair looks nice. Or I've had it in supermarkets where I tell blokes as well. It's not just me saying to women, oh, your hair looks nice. I say to a bloke, yeah, I love your suit, man.
Yeah, a compliment can go a long way.
Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah,
I've mentioned in this conversation that I have self-doubt.
Yeah.
And when you came in today, we met for the first time. You introduced yourself with a compliment to me of the stuff that you see of my social media, and that means a lot to me. That I really do. Yeah. I really do take that with a lot of gratitude, and that propels me forward.
And it should, because I'm not somebody for something like this. I have to give you confidence because I do watch them and I go, that's really quite cool. I like the way that these people are talking. I like listening to you asking the questions. I will compliment people when I feel I need to give a compliment. It's genuinely, it's never something just made up. It will be a genuine thing. And it's, if somebody's done something good, I will tell them they've done something good. I talk to anybody. I'm happy to talk to people. I make my missus takes a mickey out of me because I just talk to anybody, and she goes, Can't go anywhere with you. You chat to the old ladies, you chat to anybody. But it's easy. It makes an easier life.
Yeah,
and
it makes for I think it makes for a beautiful life as well. The connecting with others, the connecting with strangers, the benefit that can have to your life.
Exactly, because you don't know who that stranger is or what there is about them that they need from you or you need from them, whether that's just 5 minutes. Now, many years ago, I was in Colchester. It was about 10, 11 o'clock on a Friday night. And I was walking along the top of the high street, and there was a homeless guy. He's asked if I could give him some money for a coffee. And I said, well, let's go and get you a coffee. Do you want something to eat? Blah, blah, blah. And we went into a couple of places. The first place we went in, they went, no, we're shut now. I'm like, you're not. And I had a homeless guy with me. So we went further down the road. I said, just wait here. What do you want? And he went, I'll have a sandwich. Do you want a drink? I'll have a drink. Do you want some crisps?
Yeah.
And when I come out, there's 2 police officers trying to scuttle him off because he was making the high street look untidy. And I was like, and then they said, we have told you before, you can't be asking people for money. And I'm like, there's a guy there. I've never been in that position. So it must be a terrible place to be.
See, this is one of the things in the world that's making me feel sad at the moment, is where we're losing our humanity within our jobs.
Yeah.
So when we see people like the police following following the law to the letter and forgetting to be a human along the way. And that's where I start to be like, well, there's something broken here.
Exactly.
That if we have laws and rules, but the humanity stripped from that.
Yeah. It really bugs me.
There's something that needs to change.
We're just doing our job. You know where that leads, don't you?
And we're seeing this in the world stage at the moment.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy. This guy, I actually spoke to the policeman. I said, he didn't ask me, I offered. And then we went off, and I ended up sitting down talking to him for about half hour. Not because I'm an amazing human being, because I knew that guy needed to talk to someone. He wasn't in the best health. He wasn't in the best mental health either, but he just wanted someone to talk to. So I just sat and chatted to him. Quite often, time is the most precious thing you can give.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since. I doubt I ever will. But it doesn't take much to just stop what you're doing, be good to someone and try and help. Genuinely, if you can do that, you're a winner, I think. If you turn your cheek, I don't know. I'm not a judgmental. I am a judgmental person, but I try not to do it. Not to do it. It's since we've been talking, it's quite weird. But everything seems to be very much connected to the God theme.
No, it does.
I wasn't meant to bring it around to that.
And in fact, so I try. I don't. No, I was going to say I try not to. I have a regular listener to this that is a close friend.
Okay.
And he recently advised me to slow down on the impact of that because I've had experiences in my life that I go to that some people might not fully understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have had experiences that make me go, yeah, there is some outside force that's working alongside of us to where we need to be on our journey.
Yeah.
And I think that we have the opportunity to go along with that force, or we have the opportunity to do nothing. And in fact, from my experience, I do understand and feel like there is a choice here.
Yeah. There's a choice in everything. We always have a choice. Always. We always have a choice in how we live our life, how we react to our life, how we engage with others.
Yes.
We don't have to be horrible to people. We don't have to be... I got pulled over by the police when I was crossing the country.
All right.
For going too slow.
Yeah.
I was in Norfolk. It was ridiculous. I was in Norfolk. We're on an A road, but again, didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was on an A road, and the traffic was backing up. So me and my friend Andy, who was following me that day, we kept pulling over and sitting there, letting everything go.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, this lights went off, the siren went off. Policeman got out, and he's parked in the middle of the road. Now we're in a lay-by now, me and my friend, and he's going, "Yeah, there's been a complaint that there's a big traffic jam, and it's you and this." I'm like, "Do you want to get your car out the road?" He's like, yeah. He was a lovely policeman. He was very good. I explained to him, I said, "We've told all the police forces across the country what we're doing. You should have information about why we're doing it. We're just raising money for charity." And he said, "Mate, I don't care. I think you're doing a great job." He said, "But could you just wait here for a little while, let the traffic go?" And then I said, "We're going off here just up the road." He said, "That's fine. Don't worry." And then I went, "Can I have a selfie?" And he's like, "Oh, I won't go on." All right. So I got a nice selfie with him. It was lovely. It's he could have been one of those policemen that lives by the rules and starts getting funny about it. But what I noticed when I cross the country is people are very good to disabled people. I didn't have one person shout anything horrible at me. I didn't have any grief holding people up for a few minutes. Nobody gave me any grief. And I found it fascinating.
Yeah.
And I did a radio interview at the time, and I think it's Radio Suffolk, BBC Radio Suffolk, and I said to him, "Nobody's going to shout at a disabled man or a man in a wheelchair, are they?" It went quiet on the other end, but it's a true fact. Nobody will. You get a wheelchair, you things happen. That sounds really like, and that just shows the goodness of people. That's how I see it.
Yes.
It can be quite embarrassing at times, and I feel a bit awkward, but people are just people, being good people. So,
do you think there's something, and I'm being sensitive here, or insensitive maybe, but do you think that people, when they see someone that's potentially less fortunate than themselves, that it gives them an opportunity to strive to have a bit more empathy?
Yeah, of course.
Because that's something that's definitely lacking in the world right now. Is empathy?
It certainly is. But if you've got when I was first diagnosed, there was my friend. He broke his neck, Steve. He broke his neck, and he was paralysed from neck down. And so I'd get the sympathetic look from people, and then I'd go and see my friend Steve, and I'd give him that sympathetic look. It's back to the relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
My problems aren't Steve's problems. He's passed away now, bless his heart. He's a wonderful guy, really wonderful guy, and it's just such a shame what happened to him. But yeah, people do become. It's not looking down at people. It's trying to pick people up. I think people try and pick people up. Maybe it's a sense of wanting them to feel. They want to feel a bit better about themselves by helping. I don't know, but whatever it does to people brings out the goodness. I genuinely don't ever feel any negativity about that sort of thing. I've got no problem with people asking if I want help. I've got no problem with people making life easier for me. I've got no problem with that. That's what we should be doing, I think, as human beings. It's if you give to people what you can of yourself, you're doing all right. I think that's the simple. Do you know what? It's ridiculous. I thought, right, I'm going to see Martin. We're going to talk about my crossing the country. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, we go deeper.
I got no problem with it. It's such a cool thing to be able to just talk.
Yeah,
I love talking
and explore these things. This human experience is something that we're all going through from different perspectives. And I find it really interesting to get a glimpse into your perspective of your story.
Yeah, and you know, it's the way I saw the world when I was a kid to where I am now. I'm going to use a quote. I think it's Muhammad Ali. Okay. If we see the world the same way at the age of 20, when we reach 40, I've paraphrased it terribly.
Yeah,
we've wasted 20 years of our life. It's that simple. Yeah. If you're seeing the world the same way, and I know people who are the very same person who I stopped being around, not through choice, but it just happened exactly the same when I was 19, 20. It makes me quite sad because life is about evolving, it's about learning, it's about changing things as you go. But some people, you don't see that. And that's okay, and that's fine. But it makes me sad because there's so much more.
Yeah. Through evolving and through growing, through changing.
Yeah.
And this kind of brings us full circle on this conversation because we spoke about how people are chapters in our lives. Yeah. And the experience is like a path and a journey, and we meet people for a moment, and then some of us move on and we go different ways.
Yes.
And some people might decide to stay in chapter 3.
Yeah. and that's okay.
And that's okay. They can do that. That's not a problem. Yeah. But for me personally, I'm going to carry on this. Going to chapter 41 and 42, and it's going to keep moving that way forward. Yeah. And it sounds like you're someone very similar, Ben, that you're going to keep moving through your chapters.
Got to keep doing it. You got to have the. That's what keeps me wanting to wake up, knowing that after today, I could be putting something else in place for the next day, and for the next, and for the next, and then it snowballs, and then it's. Right, I want this to happen. Back to the 5-year plan, 10-year plan, whatever we want. I want this goal. So I need to get up and do this, this, and this on a daily basis. And I'll get there. Yeah. And I believe that. And I really, truly believe it.
So you said you were halfway through your 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what does the future look like for you then at year 5?
Right. So this is how I see things, okay? I believe it's going to happen, okay? I have to have that belief. If there's negativity, it's not going to happen. So I'm at that point where I'm going to be trying to cross the country again, and I'm going to succeed. I will add that. I'm going to succeed with it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I've spoken to somebody else who's been an incredible help with my wheelchair pushing and everything. A lady called Katie lives around the corner from me. She actually ran after me. She's just retired and she's running down the road after me. You're the bloke with MS. And I'm like, yeah, thanks for pointing it out. And then she goes, oh, I work with MS UK and it's a charity and I want to help you. And it was phenomenal. So we're going to set up a space in my town where I live where I'm going to do a couple of talks because I want to do some public speaking. So, and I've been saying that to my partner for ages. And when she said, we'll set up a space to do some talks, my partner's ears went, she's like, oh my God, Ben, why does everything fall in your lap? That's what she said. I said, you got to believe in it. It sounds cheesy. You believe in it, it comes to you. So she's like, we'll set up some talks. So when I've finished crossing the country, I'll do a couple of talks. And then who knows where things like that go. I want to write a book about the experience and about my life experience. There's so many things I want to do. And maybe travel the country or do something with the book and with my experience, encouraging people to be the best version of themselves. Not better versions of themselves, because that's saying their version's not very good. The best version of themselves. That's where I see myself. And it's the cogs are just about clicking and I love seeing it.
And things are aligning.
And I'm excited by it.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you've mentioned it, I'm thinking about it again. Positive thinking, keep throwing it out there. These things
reaffirming,
happen.
re-establishing.
Yeah. Because what's going to happen is, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all, I'm not going to be able to be a teacher forever. I'm not. It's a fact. Nobody will be, but myself personally, my health is going downhill. It's okay to think that. Mm-hmm. It's okay to know it. It's not okay for me to wallow in it. So I have to do all the things I want to do and aim for it. Mm-hmm. Now I did a really crazy thing. I think it's called an EDSS score. Have you?
No.
So that's it might be with other illnesses, but I know it for multiple sclerosis. So that's level 1, got tingling in your hands and feet. Level 2, a bit off balance.
Right, okay.
Up to level 10, gone. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I saw my neurologist a year ago. Was it a year? It might have been a year and a half, something like that. And I heard him say to the nurse, EDSS 7 or something like that. 6.5 or 7, I can't remember which one it was. So at the time, I just went, should you have said that in front of me like that? Mm-hmm. It's very just everyday
almost
talk.
A bit blasé.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to look that up. Don't do it. No. I looked it up.
Sometimes we can have too much information.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Sometimes I don't think that there's, I wonder if doctors should actually be banned from giving a prognosis and giving limitations on what we're going to experience and have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you because
I definitely don't want a doctor ever telling me I've got X amount of time to live.
And this is the problem. I gave that to myself. After he said that, I went home, I checked it out, and I went, what is... Don't do it, guys. If ever you get that, don't look it up. Don't look anything up on the internet because it's ridiculous. What is how long does the average person have on an EDSS score of 6.5 or 7, whatever it was? Come back 13 years. And this was a year and a half ago. It knocked the sales out of me. It really shook me. And
well, I've got a friend that was told 10 years with cancer. He's now at 20 years.
Yeah.
So but he lived for 10 years thinking the clock's ticking and life's going. So, he was on the podcast with me saying that was a big regret listening to that. He wasted that time because he thought that there was a countdown timer on his life.
Yeah. And I get that because I looked at that and I thought, right, I've got to get the mortgage sorted. I've got to get this sorted. I've got to make sure that I got really confuzzled by it. It really threw me. I went to work next day. My friend said, are you okay? Because they could tell. I just burst into tears. I'm like, I've only got 13 years left. Yeah. It wasn't factual. It was me making up a story. I've only got 13 years left. I'm like, oh my God.
By doing that, you're taking the joy out of the moment.
Yeah.
Aren't you again?
Yeah. And it was, and I was at home and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Calm down, Ben. Calm down. Live today. It was all about today, and it's forget all that stuff. Miracles do happen. They genuinely do, and I've seen it in people getting well. Just people who have been told that they've got no hope, and they've got hope. If we lose our own hope, we are in trouble. I do believe that. If we lose hope, we're in trouble. So I've just got to keep that hope alive. But do you know what? My dad died at the age of 56. My uncle who had MS died at the age of 53. So part of me just wants to get past those numbers. Genuinely, that sounds really weird. And no, it doesn't, because I mention it to people and they go, yeah, I've heard that so many times before. It makes me sad that they died so young because I'm getting to that point. And part of me is going, you ain't got long left, Ben. But part of me is going, you've still got so much to do. You ain't going yet. Do you know what I mean? And it's 56, 53. It's no age for people. And funnily enough, my dad, being the eldest of his brothers and sister, we buried my granddad, his dad, when I was 16. And because my uncle had MS, he said to me, it's your Uncle Mike next. And I'm like, oh, is it? Because he was really bad. It was my dad that went next. My Uncle Mike kept going. But my dad got hit with cancer and took him out really quickly. Yeah. So
I'm sure our time isn't up to us.
It's not.
And so we shouldn't dwell on it. We shouldn't be there. For a long time, I had a big problem with death for myself and my family.
Yeah.
And I in a way, I do think I wasted a long time being consumed by that, letting that, and I didn't live life because I was so fearful of death.
Yeah.
Being there. This has been a wonderful conversation, Ben.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for sharing. We really have gone on a journey today, haven't we?
We certainly have, man.
So, final question for you then, as we wrap this up. Where do we and how do we support you on your challenge that you're going to be doing later this year?
Well, I'm going to be pushing for MS UK. I've got an Instagram page. It's at Wheelie King 2026. Wheelie being IE. Just come on there, follow me, say hello, do whatever you want. Just follow me, and I want to build it. I don't have loads of followers. I don't do it for followers. I do it to raise awareness of the charities. Last year, I raised money for No Child Without, which is a Harlow-based educational charity, and Andy's Man Club, which was a male suicide prevention charity. I raised just over £6,000, which I was blown away by it. Yeah. It's just phenomenal. People were giving me money as I was going down the road. It was amazing.
The impact that can have on so many lives.
And it helped people. It helped people because the money for the charities goes to the charity, and that helps people have a better life, whether it be small or big. MS UK, which supports people who are affected by MS. So not just me. If my partner wants to go there, she can go there and speak to them. They can help with that. It's an amazing charity that they do amazing work. Please just follow me, donate to the charity. There's a link on the page. But most importantly, just if you see me, because I'm around this town quite regularly, pushing park runs and stuff like that, just say hello. I'm always happy to chat to anybody.
And now we've met Ben, I'm looking forward to following your journey as you go forward, and let me know if I can support in any way as well.
Brilliant, man, brilliant.
Thanks again, Ben.
Thanks very much.
And if anyone has been watching or listening to this conversation, we appreciate you for joining us. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks again, Ben.
No worries, man.
That was wonderful.